Hey YouTube, happy Saturday night. Well, it looks like the biggest story lately in this sector, whatever you guys choose to call this sector, is Miss VS. So, latest thing is VS is in jail. She has been arrested by the Virginia Police Department. What do I have to say about this? Let me see. Yeah, so people just, what do you call it, FYI, don't turn yourself in on Friday or Saturday or Sunday. Don't turn yourself in. See, they have a law, at least in California, you have to be arraigned within 72 hours, right? But the weekends don't count. So if you turn yourself in on, let's say, Friday, that means you got to spend whatever's left of Friday, Saturday, Sunday, till you see the people on Monday, assuming that it's not going to be too crowded. But they have 72 hours, so they can take 3 of those days, booking them to the weekend. So you could be in there basically for 5 days by turning yourself in on the weekend. Right? Just a little, might be useful information in the future. So my guess is Susie Cordone, known as VS, on here. My guess is she didn't turn herself in because I don't think she would have done that on the weekend. I think she would probably have enough sense to know that would be stupid. I mean, a ridiculous idea. People on here say they don't have records, but we would have to really go and see if they ever had, when you have certain personality, if they ever have any kind of past with the law. Because obviously she can be provoked to violence. Anyway, so don't do that. And then I assume that they came to her house. It's a little different when you have a civil case, like with Sean and Phi Babe had cases against her. She didn't have to open the door because they weren't. It wasn't a criminal case she was being charged with. This is different. This is from the police department. A warrant out for your arrest. So if somebody has a warrant for your arrest, they think you're in there. They feel that you're inside. They can kick your door in and take you physically. Right? It's not a choice you can make. So if VS tried to stay in her house and just not answer the door, I think she just discovered the difference between criminal and civil. So now, anyway, maybe she'll get out on Monday. They may give her a low bail, but the people would have to be there to post the bail right then, right? So I don't know if she can organize all that from jail. But I'm sure VS has family, somebody who loves her, somebody will take care of her. This is what happens. See, going to jail in this situation, to me, is something like going to your own funeral, right? It's a curious thing to be able to go and look down on your funeral. Sometimes people wonder if the people who are dead, their spirits can look down and see their funeral, because they put on these lavish funerals, right? Here's what people think about me. This is the scar. This is what I left among people. This is what they're saying about me. This is how many enemies I've made. Right? She's able to see how truly hated and despised she was by many, many people. I don't have heavy feelings about that. I know she attacked me for no reason one time. And then I expressed how I felt about it. And for some reason, she went away. So it died down. So I don't have the kind of resentments that some people who have encountered her over a long period of time have. Now, so people are rejoicing. They say they're not happy, but they know they are. And that's fine. You've done all those kind of things to people. Of course they want revenge. People have been trying to serve her and get her in so many ways. And here this woman come out of nowhere. This lady, she got in a fight out of nowhere, and she has enough power to put her in jail. All you got to do is press charge, and that's it. It's a possibility that even the restaurant, IHOP, press charges. That's not exactly good for business to come in there and just, wild, wild west. So she's gone on Monday. It's going to be, there's so much more to this than just going to jail, though. Because she's going to jail. She's been humiliated. Going to jail, it is a humiliating thing. When you get there, you're usually in a holding cell. before you see that judge, you don't even get a real bed. You just in like holding cells, right? People packed in, people sleeping on the floor. I don't know how big that town they have there is, but all the jails I ever been in, getting into the jail was the worst part of it. I mean, it was a nightmare. Because you're in there, she's going to be in there with mostly prostitutes, with the women, domestic situations, hard people. She has to watch her mouth because she might be able to come in here and be tough, but some of them girls are real hard she has to deal with. Because, they prostitutes and things, they get picked up all the time. So, jail is just like a second home. She has to deal with that, maybe sleep on the floor or a cot. Usually you get in there and they give you something like peanut butter on bread. That's they call it a peanut butter sandwich. But it's not a sandwich where they're taking time to actually spread the peanut butter all pretty on the paper, make you a nice peanut butter. It's just clump peanut butter on there and 2 pieces of bread and they smash it. That's what you usually get in those holding cells. In the evening, they get a meal which is, we used to call it mystery meat. You couldn't call it ham. You couldn't call it hamburger. You couldn't name it really. So all we used to get is mystery meat beans. Mystery meat beans. I think you got a couple slices of white bread. It is all part of the humiliation, right? She gets before this judge. They're going to set bail. If there's somebody there to post her bail, then she'll be able to leave within a couple hours, right? To process her out. But if not, she's going to have to make arrangements for somebody to get down there. Now, hopefully, I don't know if her mother has a mortgage. She can put up her house, equity in her house. Many times you have to put up your house to get out. A bail bondsman will take that as collateral. But in a case like this, I don't know how high the bail would be. If she's telling the truth and she has no record, then she might just get a low bail, a few $100s. You get that back. The bail bondsman will get that back. She puts up 10%, right? So they say your bail is $10,000. She has to come up with $1,000 cash, which she won't get back. The bail bondsman put up the $9,000 and pay him essentially $1,000. So this is a big mess for her. A big mess because she's lost control in this restaurant. As I said before, and I'm not changing my opinion, I think it was wrong for that woman to come down to that restaurant and confront this crazy person. Now, if she's been following her for a while, she should already know she's a crazy person. So I don't know what this woman thought she was going to do. She's going to go in there and just have it out with her. It still makes no sense to me. But as everyone keeps saying over and over and over again, it was not against the law. It's not against the law. She wasn't on VS's property. She can go and sit there. Although it probably would have ended up in a similar situation with most people. Or at least there would be a verbal altercation with most people. Most people are not going to accept you just come in there and barging your way in. Because this was essentially a date. She was meeting this woman, Kiki. They couldn't go to Kiki's house because the daughter was upset about her bringing someone there. And the daughter was screaming and yelling, telling her, no, get off the phone and all this kind of stuff. So apparently there's been turmoil in that house where the daughter knew this was not a good situation and she refused to let up. So Kiki decided, okay, well, I'll meet you somewhere outside of the house. Right? So this was essentially a date. I don't know what either one of them were thinking, blurting out where they were going to be and the time we are going to be there. Why was that online? So I'm not going to go over the same things I said before. But be cautious, people, about giving out your information. Apparently, there was only 2 of them in that area. I don't know what's. I have no idea what size town they're in Virginia, right? I saw someone put up the website of the police department, and the police department only shows about maybe 10, 12 vehicles for the whole department. So that tells me it's a pretty small situation there. Anyway, so no matter what street justice would demand, somebody said, you entered my space, I have every right to whoop your ass and all this kind of stuff. This is what teenagers do. They go and beat each other up, pound on each other. But grown women are not supposed to be hitting each other. Right? So VS is getting her lesson, and she's letting other people know. She thought she was letting other people know that she was tough and they better not try her. But she has more to fear than they do, because if she goes off with somebody, they know that she can't hit them because she's on probation. And if she does hit them, then they'll be able to just have her locked up. So it's been a pretty bad situation. I know everybody's been talking about it, but it's culminating in her going to jail. So we'll see. We'll follow this a little bit. You know, I'm not that interested. I'm not interested in people going to jail and stuff like that. But this is kind of what you had coming, VS. I'm sure people are rejoicing. I don't think they should feel guilty about rejoicing over this, because you made it so hard on so many people. I mean, when she came after me, there was no provocation at all. Nothing. I hadn't even mentioned her name. It's just something she decided to do. So now we can see there are limits. Now they're saying that she has put other things in jeopardy. Her housing, people, custody, a lot of different things. More than likely, she's going to end up with mostly probation. She might get a little time in jail. Maybe they'll give her 30 days in jail. But primarily, she's going to be on probation, right? If it is the first time. Now, if you are going to be online talking shit all day, you tell people, I ain't got no record. Nobody checks, so you can say anything you want to say. So we don't know what the true story behind all that is. If she was married, she seems like a volatile woman. There must have been altercations or something in the relationship before the divorce, before they decided to split, right? So we'll see. But as of tonight, VS is in jail. She'll be arraigned on Monday. They have 72 hours to get her before a judge, and I assume in that state. But the weekend doesn't count. So she didn't have to get out on Monday. She could get out on, let me see. If she turned herself on the weekend, weekends don't count. She could, theoretically, stay in jail Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. There would be 3 days, because they wouldn't count Saturday or Sunday. Right? All right, people. This is what happens when you are a bad actor, Think of it as looking in on your own funeral. What do people have to say?